So, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Rajesh Gupta, sir. Can I start, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Good evening. Good evening. My voice is coming, Dr. Arvind?
Yes, sir.
आवाज आ
I'll
रही है मेरी?
wait 2 minutes, sir. Let's other join. Right now, only 23 are there. Just
हाँ.
after that, we will start.
But my voice is clear. आवाज मेरी साफ है?
Sir. So, okay, sir. So now I'm starting, sir. So, good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome you all this session of the Faculty Development Program on ROTW 2026. Today, we are having honored with Professor Rajesh Gupta sir with us. We are grateful to Professor Rajesh Gupta sir for kindly accepting our invitation and sparing his valuable time to share his expertise with us. Now, with your permission, I would like to briefly introduce our eminent speaker. So,
Yeah,
Professor
please.
Dr. Rajesh Gupta sir is professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering, MNIT, Allahabad, Prayagraj, UP. He received his bachelor's in electrical engineering from MMM Engineering College, Gorakhpur in 1993. He received his master's degree in control system from BIT Misra, Ranchi in 1995. He received his PhD degree in area of power electronics and control from IIT Kanpur in 2007. From 1995 to 1996, he worked in IIT Lucknow, and from 1996 to 1999, he worked in GB Pant Engineering College, Pauri Garhwal, Uttarakhand. His research interests include power electronics, control techniques, solar PV, and wind power conversion, grid scale energy storage, electric vehicles, microgrid, etc. He supervised 14 PhD and 17 master students, and he published 200 research papers. He has a principal investigator for the research project sponsored by various ministries including DST, SOB, CSIR, MNRE, NAMPET. He has been granted 5 patents. He also worked for the industrial project and consultancy works with the NTPC, Tata Power, CPWD, NCC Limited, etc. Dr. Gupta has served as a vice chairman and secretary in IEEE Uttar Pradesh section and IEEE joint chapter of IEPEL and CS. He is recipient of 2013 IEEE Outstanding Branch Counselor Award of Region 10 of IEEE. He is also recipient of 2014 IEEE Outstanding Volunteer Award of IEEE Uttar Pradesh section. He was first. He was a first prize winner of sixth mantra contest in 2006, organized by the National Instrument. Two of his PhD students and two of his master students have won PASCO awards sponsored by Power Grid Corporation of India in association with IIT Delhi. He mentored a project and his team won third prize in Bharat Renewable Olympiad 2026 Jaipur. His name appeared in top 2% scientists in the world under the category of electrical and electronics, published by the Stanford University consequently for the years of 2020 to 2025. Dr. Gupta is serving as Associate Editor of IEEE Transactions on Energy Conversion and IEEE Power and Energy Society later. We are indeed privileged to have such an accomplished academician and researcher with us today. On behalf of the organizing committee and all the participants, I extend a very warm welcome to you, sir. Without taking much of your valuable time, now I request Professor Rajesh Gupta sir to kindly deliver today's lecture. So thank you, sir. Can you start?
Thank you, Dr. Arvind. Uh, Good evening to all. I hope I am audible and my voice is
Yes, sir,
clear.
you are audible.
Okay, thank you so much. And thanks for elaborate introduction. I really appreciate the efforts of organizing committee, uh, both the institution, NIT Patna and MNNIT Allahabad. I congratulate the various coordinators and conveners from both the institutions and also the active organizers who are continuously organizing such events. Last year also, I delivered talk in their program, so I'm really honored and thank you very much once again. So uh, the area which the organizers have chosen is very timely and very useful. That is good technical work or technical writing uh, of your research related activities. So today I will be focusing on the three aspects of the research work. Let me share my PPT. I have prepared some PPT for this. Okay. So I think my screen is visible, I guess. And this is the PPT I prepared. Okay. Is it visible, Dr. Arvind?
Yes, sir, it is visible, sir.
Okay. So thank you. I hope I am audible to everybody in the meeting. I understand that. Okay, thank you. I understand the participants are mainly faculty members and students. Am I sure, Dr. Arvind? So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
okay. So, let me keep the things very generic so that both students and the prospective researcher, I would say, and the faculty member who are active researcher and striving for their betterment in their career will be benefited. So just to keep the things very generic, I just chosen a title like Research and Development in India. So as part of this program, I also understand that almost every one of us belongs to this country. I'm not sure, or I don't think that anybody joined from uh, outside India. So that's what my understanding, and I'm pretty sure about that. So let us go through this, and also you can ask the questions because this type of presentation is not like a technical, very intensive on a topic or in a particular uh, specialized area. So any kind of general query or general uh, curiosity you can always ask so that the things can be more interactive, because as such there is nothing like uh, we can deliver a technical aspects. So let us go like that. So I'm first of all already introduced by Dr. Arvind that I'm a faculty member in MNNIT Allahabad, and I I am almost 31 year spent in the teaching and learning process, along with the research activities also. So acquired certain experiences through my career and served multiple institutions, studied in a multiple institutions, so had a good exposure of lot of places, the kind of teaching and research. Also visited many conferences, part of a expert panels, uh, even I attended 10 to 12 conferences outside the country. So seen so many length and breadth of the research and academics, interacted with many people. So you can definitely ask any kind of query. So starting from very primitive level, when we talk about teaching and learning, so of course teaching uh, is a personal quality of a person, that how he deliver his knowledge and to the audience. So unfortunately, I would say unfortunately, although it's our basic duty to to teach the students, to convey what the content we are having effectively to the deliver to the students. These are our basic duty, and we are at our best. We are trying to uh, prepare our lecture plans, programs, evaluation, content. Uh, Earlier, our teaching used to be only blackboard based, but now with the technology and with the uh, grace of Corona period, now we have learned so many other techniques to deliver our content through PowerPoint, through interactive panels, and online, of course, like we are connected. So, uh, but unfortunately, why I am saying unfortunately, because teaching is a component which never been given due weightage. Uh, because we are seeing also that kind of thing. Once you are in a institution and you are engaging your classes and doing your basic teaching job, it really hardly matters that what is the feedback of a student, what is the content delivery you are preparing, and in fact there is minimum credit out of all for your career growth. But the best part out of it, I would say from my experience, that if you are doing really honest teaching and the best teaching as per your satisfaction, there is nothing bigger than this achievement. Uh, uh, I mean, I can tell you from my own experience that when I am not taking a classes, I really feel that I haven't done anything in my, the whole day is not, whole day is like spoiled. And when I deliver my talks and when I teach the students, I really feel satisfied and uh, self appreciated. So both the things are very contrary. On the one hand, you may not get much credit out of it for your future promotions, or uh, but your self satisfaction and self confidence is what the boost you will get by making a good teaching. So we always say, our seniors also told when we started our career, please be focused on your teaching. That is the one leg of all the things which will keep you sail through very smoothly and very confidently in this profession. So I, first of all, before I go to other aspects, I sincerely request everybody, whether you are a new teacher, whether you are a new student or prospective teacher, uh, wishing to enter into a, research and development or teaching assignments, uh, try to be a best teacher, at least in your eyes and in the eyes of your students. Your main stakeholders, whenever we are in the profession, the student is the topmost stakeholder for our teaching and research. So you will get the all the credits, all the appreciation from your student, and if you are really not bothered about anything else, then that's the best appreciation you will get for your profession, right? I'm sure you people have seen so many people, professionals around you, like people working in software industries, people working in industries, fields, so many places. And one thing you one thing you always observe, that they are not satisfied. Very few professionals are satisfied with their work, because ultimately they don't have any platform for getting appreciation, right? And as a faculty member, as a teacher, as a researcher, we are blessed that we have a platform where every day you may be appreciated, may not be directly. Nobody will tell you that you have taught very nicely or very delivered very effectively, but you will understand that students are satisfied, and not even it's a quick satisfaction or it's a quick appreciation. We have seen across our careers the student will remember you lifelong if you have really delivered a good content or good course to your student. Because many times we feel that because there are so many things which comes, student don't like you, uh, so long as you will teach. But once they will finish your course, and the kind of knowledge they will acquire from your skill and your teaching ability is is tremendous actually, and that realization is going to affect their career in whatever way you don't know. And we also many times doesn't know uh, the way I taught and what the knowledge I acquired, student acquired, and how they performed in their interviews and all, and they got selected. So many times, old students, especially so many students who appeared for interviews at a very national level or even the administrative level, they come back and they say, "Sir, you taught this particular topic and it was there in mind." And a spontaneous question asked by the panel, "I remember your thought on this or whatever you taught," and I quickly gave the answer, and the panel got impressed. So the kind of classroom teaching, the kind of your knowledge delivery uh, may not help student to immediately appreciate it, may not help student to crack any examinations, because examinations are always cracked through their efforts and all. But especially in a kind of interviews, in a interactions, whatever you will teach, that will going to affect greatly to the student committee. And once they actually acquire those type of success, then they will remember you and they will even give you feedback. Even I remember my own experience when I was a BTech student, and in 92, 93, I would tell you, in 91, 92, one of the teacher was there. He's very accomplished nowadays, and people don't like him because he was very strict and all. But he always tried to convey a good piece of knowledge and all. And I remember it was 91, and our Indian power sector, that time, I remember it was about uh, six, uh, 60 gigawatt installed capacity in the country, right? So my teacher actually conveyed that we are very soon going to uh, about 100 gigawatt, right? And that answer I remember throughout my long career. And when I appeared for certain one of the interview, and they asked me what is the current installed capacity of a country, and I just randomly tell that, sir, it is around 100 gigawatt. So uh, they were very surprised that I know the answer of this question. So see, these type of things actually play a vital role in your career growth. So the way you got benefited from your teacher, it is your responsibility that you also deliver certain good knowledge and certain uh, good content, your lecture notes, your lecture PPTs to the students so that they keep it, and uh, they immediately get the whole knowledge you have delivered in a few hours or few days. So that was a part of a teaching I was just trying to convey, because I always love teaching. I always take the teaching very seriously apart from my research, right? So now coming to the research, which is what is the topic of the today, and this is what the course uh, scheduled for you. So, right from beginning, when we started our career, we are being told that research indicators, right? What are the research indicators? If you are doing a good research, uh, how it can be conveyed, right? So we always been told there are three P's: project, publications, and patents, right? So at the early stages of our career, we we rarely knew about all these three things. What is project? Project is okay when we do our undergraduate project or postgraduate projects. I think I got disconnected. Am I again connected to you? Anybody can confirm?
Yes, sir, your voice is audible, sir.
अच्छा, बीच में डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया था क्या?
नहीं sir, it is continuously coming your sound and your screen is also coming, sir.
ओके ओके, वो बीच में कुछ वियर्ड साउंड आने लगा, मुझे लगा कि आई गॉट डिस्कनेक्ट. So
No,
anyway,
no,
I okay. Thank you so much, Arvind. It's
you
been
will.
okay. So, I started with what are the research indicator, what you are doing actually. So, as a young faculty member or a young aspirant, especially I would say after doing my PhD and all, because nowadays for most of the career entry scheme only you need a PhD. So it's a different scenario nowadays. But if I go back to 30 years back when we started our career, that time PhD was not compulsory, and most of us in our age group uh, got entered in the career on the basis of our post graduation. So uh, even today, most of us now know about all these three things, uh, but definitely publications is now a part and parcel of our life. So there is no strange thing about publication. Of course, we understand that projects and patents are something which require different knowledge, different skills, and a lot many other things. So, uh, in nutshell, because I'm being a part of a so many recruitment committees and so many uh, screening committees, you can say, in our own institutes also, in other institute also. So uh, on that basis, I can say that the three indicators which people normally want to see is these three. What are your publications? How many projects you have, and how many patents you have been granted. So if you are very good on these three things, definitely your uh, skills of delivery within 5 minutes, people check, maybe 10, 15 minutes, but may not be very fair enough that how good teacher you are. But anyway, the people across the table are very experienced, and even with your 5 to 10 minutes of interaction, will they understand that how good teachers are there. But ultimately, your records uh, in their hand is towards these three indicators. So let us see, and let us accept the truth also, because there are so many debates that for teaching assignments, what is most important, right? So people can say, okay, I am a good speaker, I have a good knowledge about my subject, so why I need to show my credentials of these three things? But as per our government norms, as per our policies, and as per competitive environment, this is the most important thing. We need to gauge yourself or gauge myself on these three indicators only. So, still relevant. There are some more uh, uh, features added. There are more indicators which keeps on coming, like some of the indicators which recently we have seen is that whether you have done your doctoral fellowship or not. In short, we call PDF. Okay, so uh, definitely this is a new thing which people start thinking when you are getting into NITs or IITs, especially, that people or the experts, or we have a Arohit.
हेलो
हाँ बोलो.
सर अभी सर आप आएंगे क्या?
नहीं नहीं, अभी मैं बात करता हूँ थोड़ी देर.
अच्छा वो
Okay, PDF is another thing which has come as a your credential or research indication in the uh, all those evaluation process. And second thing which again started coming is whether you are uh, whether you have done some technology transfer or not. That is almost a new thing which uh, becoming added. Okay, so as the time goes, things will keep on adding, and we have to be ready. But anyway, let's talk about what the things which we are right now facing. So Little bit about our country, where we stand in research and development. I little bit focus on R&D facilities and R&D of our country, so that we know, we come to know what is our limitations, what is our so first of all, honestly, research and development is a backbone of an innovation. That is correct, actually. There is no second thought on this. Uh, so R&D need to be indicator of any country growth, right? It supports all aspects of development of new products and services, right? So this is the kind of R&D which we have. And another indicator is that amount countries spend on in R&D directly reflects its economy and quality of life of its people. So most often you know that people are going to US, Europe, you know, so many Germany and all, to do the especially the postdoctoral fellowship programs, and they are paying a good amount of money on it. So that means those countries are well equipped. They have a good resources to invest on the research, and whatever research we go there and do, right, is definitely of not for ours. It's only personal gain that you get a publication and all, and your profile get enriched. But uh, the outcomes are for that country only, right? So nobody thinks about it, actually. Nobody thinks. We, as a personal goals, after doing our PhD or after serving for the institute, we always have plans to move abroad and do some quality research. This is fair enough. It's a very good. And but if you at the end you see what is the outcome out of all these things, so you will come to know that whatever research you have done, apart from publication and recognition you will get, uh, uh, there is nothing actually in the hand of you and our country also. So what I mean to say that because why we are going, because those countries have a, good facility, good uh, good infrastructure, good support, and everything, right? So, and we also want to work in a best laboratories, in a best country. So, and of course, to earn better and to add in our CV. So we go there and we do our part. Yeah, definitely. The other part is that once we come back or once we serve our institutions, IT, NIT, or any other state institution, or any other good reputed universities, good private universities, or even in industries, our experience will definitely will help the organization to grow. So that's the importance of research and development, and uh, uh, the why I said ki uh, uh, the R&D actually reflects its economy and quality of life of its people, because if suppose a country is investing more amount of money in the R&D, that means they have those surplus, and they can afford to for those extra amounts, and definitely the outcome of that will add up to in so many ways that we will discuss. Now we will just see what is the percentage of expenditure on R&D in India, right? So the expenditure on R&D in India is near 0.7% of its GDP. okay, which is about 2.1% in China and 2.7% in United States, which happens to be the top two uh, research or R&D countries, you can say, right? So this is an indicator actually that because a government cannot spare money just for the sake of investing the money. Nowadays, you are seeing and we are also feeling that how harsh is the government when they spend money on a research in institutions, in organizations, because investing of money is just not for the sake of producing a good PhD candidate or good master's candidate or good what is the ultimately outcome of those R&D works. That's the main actually requirement. Okay, so that's the economy kind of thing we can think about. Another thing, India is at 38th rank in Global Innovation Index. That's not very encouraging when we are talking so much about uh, our country becoming superpower or getting a developed nation. Then on what cost? है ना? Because ultimately you will become best economy, best nation, whatever the best you say. So best ultimately should be sustainable, right? It's not just like a Sensex. You reach one day a highest point and then tomorrow you will fall down, right? If you want to be a best or highest or in a higher grades, you have to you have to be sustainable on that position, and the sustainability cannot come uh, like a transient. Sustainability has to be there uh, based on your inner strength, and the inner strength comes from your innovation index. So that is what kind of a position we can think about. Government and public funding amounting to about 64% of R&D expenditure. That means right now most of the R&D expenditure is done by the government organization or public sector units. As an individual, as a private industry, as a private organization, nobody is investing on the research. That is also a hard truth, and this is not also a very encouraging figure. So these are the such some data I just tried to put up so that we can understand that what is the quality of research and development uh, we are actually facing. I can give you the example because most of you are very well familiar with the Indian system. Either we are a PhD student or we are a faculty, we are guiding a PhD student. Right now, our way of inducting the and graduating a PhD is entirely borne by the government expenditure. Correct. And we do not have any accountability. That's the one part we never realize in our position. Right? Government is paying whatever scholarship, let's say 42,000, 45,000 per month to a PhD student. And I don't think nobody asked from the government organization that what you have done out of all these money spent on you. We have our reasons. There is no doubt about it. We are not like a rich country that uh, we feel that this money is for our earning and paying the admission fees and meeting out the daily expenditure. That's fair enough. That's what is our take actually. But it may be the scenario may change, right? If you think about doing PhD in other country, like let's say US or Canada or let's say Germany or so, the things are not like that. You will get a admission only when you have a funding for by a faculty member. If a faculty member has a funding, then only you will think about getting admission there, and then only you will get a financial support for your work. Otherwise, you will remain under non-scholarship status, and for your living, you have to do some part-time work if you want to sustain actually. Right? So think about the scenario. I'm not saying compare the scenario. I'm just saying that think about the scenario about the accountability kind of thing. Now, a faculty member who is paying you the scholarship in uh, outside this country, correct? He is accountable to the funding agency. Like we also have this module. It's nothing like we don't have a module. We also get a project from funding agency, and funding agency provides certain scholarship, and we recruit a, research scholar, and he start working on a project, and simultaneously he can also enroll for a PhD in some cases, not in all cases, but in some cases. But as a general perception, we have seen uh, nothing to offend, but it is actually a scenario in our country that either the candidate doesn't want to work in a project because he feels that it's too less money he's getting, or he always search for a better option to get a permanent job or to full-time scholarship. Let's say he want to switch over to the institute scholarship, and that's a deterioration day by day happening in the our country projects. So uh, whatever is the scenario, whatever is the condition, but we need to accept the truth. So if I am getting a project from a funding agency, any government organization, and I am not having a active support of a research candidate, I definitely cannot produce the my objective. I cannot fulfill my objective so effectively. Most of the time, I have also done projects. So most of the time, it's our regular research scholars which are on the institute scheme. They actually contribute in our project rather than the actual student or actual research scholar who actually joined in that particular project. That's my personal experience. And in 50% or 60% of the cases, I have seen the same. I don't say that the project scholars or project research candidate doesn't work hard. They definitely do a lot of hard work. There are exceptional candidates, exceptional research scholars who do very well actually. Even in my cases also, I have couple of research scholars who are really right now working in a very good industry. But those are exceptions actually. Those are exceptions because our scenario is such that we always look for a stability. We always look for a high amount of not high means moderate. It's not like we are nobody is getting very high amount in our country. So that's what the scenarios in our country compared to other countries. They in other country they pay you very good amount, but then in turn they also expect a lot of outcomes, and their environment, their work culture is so effective that automatically things come up with a very good shape. So even I mean, our students only go there and they do very good work. Whereas if they continue to do in our conditions, they cannot produce. So somewhere the environment, the work culture, the other factors are so influencing. So we need to just have a thought of this, that where we are lacking actually, we need to improve. That's the only point of my delivering these type of aspects. Okay, let's talk about the patents actually. Okay, we also compare this type of thing. Research we compare. Now we can compare patents. According to World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO, which is called, a total of 64,480 patents applications are filed in India. So about 64,000, it's a average value. It's not like every year we have the same figure. But less than lakh, you can say, are filed in India. Whereas in China, if you see the records of China, it is 10 lakhs applications are filed in a year. And in US, it is 6 lakhs application. So China is on the top. US is the second place, followed by Japan 3 lakhs, South Korea 2.4 lakhs, and Germany 1.4 lakhs. So I wouldn't say it's very low, but it's lower relative to other countries. Our R&D is and the other thing about our patents are that they are not of a kind of a, I won't say that our patents are of that quality, but other way around also means the beneficiary of the patent. Who is the beneficiary of the patent actually? Right? You can say a candidate, inventors who are involved in the patents are the beneficiary of the patent. That's not the ultimate beneficiary. The beneficiary should be the industry, the organization, the manufacturing sector. These are ultimately supposed to be the beneficiary of your patent or my patent. Now, the story of other side is very bad actually. I have a personal experience on this. Right? Means you are doing some work and you got it patented. Right? But the ultimately beneficiary which is supposed to take over that patent and develop some product is at most no way ready to accept your solutions, and they don't actually take kind of a risk which are involved in development of a new product. That story is more worse than the first part. So what I mean to say, the industry academia interaction, yeah, industrial kind of environment in our country is not good actually, right? I hope you understand what I mean to say. Suppose I developed certain charging method for EV battery, or let's say I developed some utilization of renewable for uh, driving loads or microgrid or so. You know, most of the time it become like a paperwork, because neither we have a that kind of power electronic industry in our country, nor we have that kind of power system industry in our country, who actually can incorporate your solution in their product lineup. And uh, they are not in a position to do it. Right? Talk about bigger companies. Most of the bigger companies or the big organizations, are multinational in our country, right? Now, multinational company is least bothered about what you are doing, right? They get a solution from either US, China, Singapore, or some European country, and they adopt that only, right? They cannot accept what India, the people in India is doing, right? Because they don't have authority also. The top point is that they don't have authority. So they will only accept the things which is working in good labs in US, in some other developed countries. They have a very well set up. And you know, most of ours manpower, who we call uh, highly paid and highly, are working in these type of industries. So they cannot do anything actually. They can just serve. They can solve their problems in a very mechanical way. It's not, I would not say, in a very active way. It's very passive way. Our manpower is being used by these multinational companies. Most of you have a good experience. You have your brother, sister, son, daughter working in these companies, and when you ask what they are working, they don't know what they are working. The only thing they know that they are writing codes or they are solving, they are debugging, and the whole day they are attending the meetings and all what they are doing actually. The point is, are these cream manpower is really contributing the Indian economy or Indian tech know-how, tech know-how, or are they actually contributing to uh, our own self-reliance? I don't think so. As per my experience, I may be wrong also. There is always exceptions. I don't say there is always exception, but most of the time I have this type of feeling that whatever so-called uh, the good jobs we are talking in our institutions, the cream student join, they actually don't work for our country. They are working for somebody else. Yeah, of course they are getting money. Of course they are good, they are spending good life. That is all there. But ultimately, are they strengthening our economy, or are they really adding up to the technical uh, strength of our country? I don't think so. Now come to the local small industries. Of course, we are rich in the industries. I remember in our Allahabad, I am here for a very long time. I did a lot of industry interactions, a lot of internship, and all those things I have done in our local. Once upon a time, this area was full of small scale industries. Speak about uh, uh, General Electric, the Nani power plant, GE, very uh, high tech companies like B, uh, this TCS, Tata, sorry, this Trivedi Consultancy Services, BPCL, Bharat Pumps and Compressor Limited, ITI, Indian telephone industry used to be the top leader in telephone industry of the country. So many very good Hindustan Cables Limited used to manufacture fiber optics. There was a time then. So these were very our own Indian industries, and they were doing very well actually. I remember about 20, 30 years back. But uh, all of them have got sick, and finally, no, none of them are existing today. So there was a time where these local industries, our Indian industries, were booming, and they were contributing good to our economy, and they were actually spending money also, I remember, in the development of their technology and R&D facilities. But with time, with the kind of attitude of companies, with the employers, employees, local problems, government schemes, policies, they all wiped out actually, slowly and slowly. And almost every industry got shut down. Now we have a recently few industries, but they are mostly public or private sector. Like we have a NTPC, we say, about 40 kilometers from here. They have about 600 uh, megawatt of power production, multiplied by 3. Similarly, we have a Tata Power. They are also a thermal power generation. So, but they are big giants, and there is very little scope to contribute anything new actually. I interacted so many times. They are working on a mostly new technologies imported from other countries. There are few innovation. I won't say there is nil actually. NTPC has done some very good new innovations, and they have improved their power production by many folds. So it is there, but by and large, now come to our startups. They definitely do. They are doing very good. The small scale industries nowadays with the government support and all, and they are really trying to do some innovations. I would say a bigger company is hiring smaller startups to do some kind of innovation. Bigger companies are not in a position to do any kind of innovation for the country. Actually, they can do innovation, but as a whole. But for the country, only the startups can do it because they have a limited focus. They are not bounded by so many other things. Short-term goals are there, so they are trying to do, and in line hope they will do something and will progress the country. So my view of industry academy interaction is not very good. Industry is not willing to interact with the education sector, right? They will just interact so long as they have their own interest. The moment industry really feel that we cannot, they don't need your services, they don't collaborate with the institute actively, I would say. They have some agenda from their higher ups that you can uh, give small projects to institutions and all. They can do some work. They can provide you consultancy for which you can be paid. Those small things are being done. But as a bigger picture, industry is really very sick, I would say, in our country. Uh, Either the mindset is there, either the financial positions are very poor in industries also, or maybe the government policies and all are not allowing them to. And the best part, worst part, I would say, they are not ready to take any kind of risk in their normal production line. So that is one bigger bottleneck for with the industry. And they actually, even I have seen in industry also, the people who are little bit innovative are always discouraged. They are not allowed to bring the new things. They feel life is going on very smoothly, production is going on, let the production is on the top priority, rest of the things will be taken care by somebody else. So that's the kind of attitude industry also have. Academic, if I say, most of our academic people feel that getting an industry interaction will only fetch you some kind of benefits, uh, get you small projects, some consultancy and all. Beyond that, we don't have any capability or interest also in developing new technologies for industries, right? And most of the things ends up on a paper. So this is one of the very big area actually. Whereas if you go to the US, China, Canada, and other European countries, industries are very active actually. And people in the academic, they are actually, they have their own companies. On the other hand, where in India it's very hard to, if you are serving in a government organization, you cannot open your company. But in other countries, this policy is very well established. A professor who is teaching, he has a parallel company with him, and he is doing some innovative work there. And some or other way, they are correlated. So that kind of environment is there. Industry is funding also the institute to develop new things, and mutual cooperation is good. That's why the things are getting converted into a useful patents, technology, and other things. It's not like that we can't do it, but I just telling you one story. Uh, there was a meeting of ours representative with the ITI people. ITI means Indian Telephone Industry, which is a very, I mean, you can say the monopolistic in the telephone industry. That black phone, if you remember, in 80s. In 80s, we used to, the dialing phone, if you remember some of you. And that was solely manufactured by Indian telephone industry. The moment those phones wiped out, they introduced those button telephones. They survived for some time, and the moment cell phones came, they totally become outdated. So I asked when we had some interaction with those people. I asked what happened. I mean, you are a giant in the communication sector, and you used to be a topmost uh, industry for manufacturing of this telephone and communication. Why you couldn't switch over to the mobile phones manufacturing? Or even why not you are doing today? What is the big thing about it? Manufacturing a mobile with ITI imprinted on it. It's a valid question. Anybody can ask. What is the big thing in manufacturing a mobile? Okay, so the answer was very eye-opening for all of us. They said when there was a transition of communication sector, right? People used to move from that dialing phone to this mobiles and other new things were coming up. That time they were so egoistic and so having lot of inertia. They don't willing to move from their comfort zone. They said our telephone will survive and we will remain on the top for another 100 years. That was their organization setup and their thought process. So I said, okay, forget about those time. Why couldn't you start today? So that was a bigger surprise to me. They said that today, if ITI will start manufacturing a cell phone, we don't have our own technology. Okay, for getting a cell phone manufactured here. And if we buy a technology, because we don't have any patent, we don't have a patent of manufacturing a cell phone. The patent lies with China, Taiwan, US, and all. And if we want to manufacture, we have to pay the royalty to get those technology for manufacturing. And the moment we start paying these royalties and these expenditure, the cost of manufacturing same cell phone, which is provided by China to us, will become 3 times costlier than what used to be available right now in India. So see, now this I hope you will also be shocked to listen this, that even everything is visible to you, you can't do it because you don't own the technology. And now you can understand the importance of patent, R&D, and technology transfer. You understand this fact? Anybody has any question on this? Or anything which I delivered? Right? So the government has realized these problems now actually. So that's why whenever they grant projects, now you see, many of us have seen these type of recent scenarios. Whenever any government organization grant project, they ask industry to be the part of that project, so that whatever you develop in the project, the industry get a know-how, you derive a patent out of it, and then industry is supposed to take over your maybe they can pay you, that's another story, but at least there will be a good industry so that the technology transfer will be the ultimate aim and you can develop your product at a cheaper rate. So I'm sure now that you understand why the products which are coming from the China is so cheap, right? Because they have a technology with them for that particular product. They are selling you the product, but they are not giving you the technology. So the cost is very less. A single, I hope many of you have worked with hardwares, a single IC, any IC, 7804, uh, op amps and other things, you get it in a 10 rupee. Now, how you get it in a 10 rupee? Does you understand that the cost of that IC is 10 rupee? No. It may be very costly, but it has been developed 20 years back, and from that 20 years, they are producing in a mass. That's the bulk production, and the cost is actually so less. Now think about same IC in India it is manufactured. It will cost thousands of rupee to produce the same kind of IC, because first of all you don't have a technology for that. To get a technology doesn't mean that you know how to produce it. Technology means that it has been patented by some person, some country, some company. So in order to replicate the same, you have to pay royalty to that particular inventor, organization, country, or those kind of things. And then you will only able to produce it. Otherwise, it will be a plagiarism. Otherwise, it will be a copying the things. You are not allowed. You will be caught. And you may have to pay a penalty if you will be caught like this. Right? So, I hope by this point you understand that what is the importance of developing R&D, what is the importance of filing a patent, and what is the importance of transferring a technology, what is the importance of involving industry in the R&D activities. Any question to anybody on this point? Okay. So I hope I am audible. ठीक जा रहा है भाई? I'll take some more time. Some more slides are there. Let me go. But just wanted to know if anybody has any kind of query or something to be, maybe I told wrong, maybe I offended somebody. I don't know. In flow, sometime you say so many things. So anybody can interrupt and I can change my views also, not a problem, because I was just talking on the base of what experience I gathered. So that's not, it's totally a personal view. We cannot generalize because there are examples, I don't say, there are examples where we have done very good actually. For example, space technology. Space technology is the one where we really done well. You have seen so many satellites launched, so many rockets, so many rovers, everything, and that too with our own indigenous technology. So that's the one area we have done very well. Agriculture is another sector where we have done because it's our own thing, so we have done very well. Drugs industry, we have done well. Chemical industry. So not all the stories are sad, but there are some good stories also, and we should be proud of that also as well. That we have done extremely well. Defense sector, we are producing so many weapons, aircrafts, rockets. So those are very good progress made by uh, our own people and indigenously. But there are still so many areas where we could have performed well. That's what my, and I have actually taken most of the references from my own field. Like I belong to electrical, I belong to power electronics, I belong to renewable power conversion, charging EV and all those things. So long as my experience in my domain has led to these conclusions, right? Uh, because most of the things which I buy, either it is imported or it is available in the market, but it always made in China. Although we can assemble them, for example, another example we can say we are very poor in fabrication, and that's why the government has pushed up so many new initiatives in VLSI fabrication technology. Uh, these are the facts actually, and you can have an example of a uh, nowadays we are seeing solar plants because I am little bit aware of all these things, so I can tell solar plants is easily installed in our household, commercial organization very easily, so approachable. But if you really go back, most of the components, most of the equipments, most of them nowadays it is available are imported, right? Sometime back, I remember 2 3 years, even with the interaction with ITI people only, uh, these solar cells are actually imported from the China or some other country. Although the raw material for solar cell like silica is available in our own country, but we don't have a good technology to convert silica into the solar cell. So the China is procuring raw material. They are fabricating solar cells and they are exporting to us, and we are actually assembling those solar cells to create a solar panels or uh, plants, right? Similarly, you say take the inverter technology, so many other technologies. So the core components are definitely not manufactured here. Like if I say the power electronics component, IGBT, is it manufactured here? No. Uh, your diodes, switching elements, uh, processors, you know, embedded processors, FPGAs, DSP, right? So most of them are we buy it from the although there are local suppliers, we understand, but definitely they are imported actually. Now the importing becomes so easy that we feel that okay, it is made it is our own product, but that's not truth actually, right? So especially in electronics and these areas, we really lacked actually. So what to do? What to do actually? Let's see. Uh, how can India be self-reliant? Okay, how can we strive for better and like our government, our prime minister is always saying that by 2047 we will become the developed nation or all these strategy, and the government is working also. You see so many policies, so many schemes came out, so many small scale industries have been set up. So at present, high-end technologies in most cutting areas is not owned by the country. That's one problem I already explained. Acquire patents in new technology. That's the one thing which we can try at our level. We can work in a new way. We can patent them. At least we can patent them. That is in our hands. Now, other person can utilize your patent. That is not in your hand. But at least in our hand, we can develop technology and we can uh, at least showcase our work. Maybe someday somebody will be interested in taking. Need to enhance skills in the area of quality manufacturing sector. This is another thing we should do because our strength right now is most in the soft skills. Our most of the skilled people are are working in a software industry. That is correct. है ना? And skill in especially hardware and manufacturing sector is missing. You can see also the most of the people who are expertise in a hardware, they are very less paid. All of we know that even in a BTech electrical, BTech mechanical, people get divided into, and most of have a attraction towards the software jobs because they are highly paid. Whereas in manufacturing sector, uh, uh, we know that, correct? So how to improve it? That's the thing because that is going to ultimately give you an edge. In software, you are not working for your country actually. That to be very sure, right? You are working for somebody else actually. The Indian education system should be more industry oriented and skill development based. That our country is also doing. We have NEP based programs now, NEP 2020, saying that it should be more skillful, more industry oriented, more flexible, all those kind of things are there. But let's see how it culminates finally. The things improve slowly. We also believe it's not overnight. You implement NEP 2020 and tomorrow you will start getting a result. It cannot happen like that, but definitely it's a slow process. Youth of the country need to be more innovative in approach, right? So we have seen that so many times we see that even a less educated people are more innovative. They can produce new ways of doing the things. And our country is full of innovative works, right from our ancestrals. Uh, so many things they have done. We have seen in our mythological stories that so many innovations were there. Only thing we could not commercialize it. Only thing we could not patented it. That was the lack of uh, awareness or education that time. But now we know it ki whatever innovation you should do, it should be documented also. That's what the need of the day. Otherwise, it will be copied. It will be it no longer be yours technology. Somebody will improve it and get it their own product, and we have to pay for royalty and all. Research and development unit need to be the part of both industry and education institute. Already there on paper, everything is there. We have a good R&D units. All the institutions have a research and consultancy, research and development units. It's all there. But I think industry need more focus on this. They should come forward to the academic institutions and do some kind of interactive works. And the government of India has ambitious programs like Atmanirbhar Bharat is one of a step towards achieving goal of technological self-reliance. So government have enormous schemes for doing so many new works to motivate the people, to motivate young members of the country. Now, this was just a generic kind of thing. Now, I'll just give you some more informative inputs. Like, if you want to know more about the Indian scenarios, science, technology, and innovation, so there is a website which we call Indian Science, Technology, or Innovation (ISTI). We call it ISTI portal, and www.indiasciencetechnology.gov.in. So you can go to this portal and you can look for what are the content you can get, what are the informations you can get regarding the R&D programs and innovations in our country. So the ISTI portal serves as a unified national platform for collating and disseminating content related to research, technology, and innovation generated within the Indian science, technology, and innovation ecosystem, particularly across six major scientific departments and Ministry of Earth Science of Government of India. The portal provides structured access to information on fellowships, scholarships, research funding, and startup opportunities for students, scientists, researchers, youth, and wider public, thereby supporting informed participation in the Indian STI ecosystem, science and technology ecosystem. So, if you are really curious that what all going on, how I can contribute, what are the government schemes, you can visit this portal and you will get a unified information about all the scenarios. Whether you are a technical graduate, whether you are a master student, whether you are a postdoctoral student, or whether you are a faculty member. So for them, this could be a good place to visit. Now, based on that website only, I have just taken one graph which says that what are the strength of our country in various. So centers of higher education, we have this first one. SNT organization across country, science and technology organization. Ministries and departments promoting the research and other developments. National academics, okay. Laboratories like CSR laboratories, DRDO labs and others. Center of excellence, government is creating center with science centers and planetaria, state science and technology council. So this is just a one graph which I obtained from that place. The same website, that what are the organization which can support our research and development. So the topmost is of course Anusandhan National Research Foundation, which we call ANRF. Earlier it used to be SERB, and prior to that it was SERC. So I am associated. I am written a project when this ANRF was SCRC. So many projects, many schemes, all of you can, I'll just show some of the schemes also. The CSIR, another organization, and very big organization, not only for technical, but mostly for science, agriculture, and other area. And also, of course, they support technical projects also. Earlier, they used to aggressively give the technical projects. Nowadays, I have certain, I'm not aware that they are actually really doing for technical people. But even I had a project from CSIR. So I am very happy about their approach and their doing the research work. DRDO, our Defense Research and Development Organization, they also give projects. Department of Atomic Energy, DBT, Department of Biotech, Department of Science and Technology, DST. Although ANRF also comes under DST, but DST also have their own schemes. Like I know we have a project like FIST program. Okay, so that they give a very good funding. DST, Department of Space, where ISRO also gives a lot of projects. Indian Council for Agriculture Research, Indian Council for Medical Research, Ministry of Earth Science, Ministry of Education, education related matter, you can have a project. Ministry of Information and Technology, MITI, very popularly called. I have a project from MITI, so I know it. They have a sub units like CDAC, NAMPET. MITI is a very across the country, give a lot of sub centers are there in a form of CDAC and other organizations like NAMPET, National Mission for Power Electronics Technology. Because I'm from Power Electronics, so I have a project from NAMPET recently of MITI. Then Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. This is another government organization which actually give projects on renewable energies and any alternate source of energy. So I had a project of this seminary also earlier. Not very good experience because they are very bureaucratic type of people. But still, I worked with them. They have two centers like NICE, National Center for Solar Energy, and NIVE, National Center for Wind Energy. Those two centers are there. NICE is there in Gurgaon, and NIVE is there in Chennai. So I had one project in NIVE, so I visited a couple of times there. Then Technology Development Board. So these are the few broad agencies which provide projects. Other than that, every state also provide projects like CST, UPCST, MP, and all other states also give a support. So this is the list of ministries, organizations which actually provide departments which provide projects. You can check their websites and you will get information. Now, what are the funding opportunities? I just try to compile from that IST website only, and I just thought I'll bring it to you. So, a lot of good projects, schemes like ANRF Translational Research Innovation Initiative, right, from ANRF. BIRAC CEP partnership. Some of them I am not aware actually because these are not belong to me. Contract Research Service Scheme by Biotechnology Department. Advanced ARG is very popular among the technical people because this is from ANRF. Earlier it used to be, I think, high priority area research. somewhere HPRE when it was from SERB. Now it is called Advanced Research Grant. And it is a multi-institutional project scheme where 2-3 institutes can come together and write a project. Development assistance to colleges for construction of building is civil related. Development grant scheme for colleges from UGC. Empowerment and equity opportunity for excellence in science. This is from ANRF. Grant programs from IPK Knowledge Park. ANRF Catalytic Partnership Program from ANRF. Critical Raw Materials Research Program from ANRF. Mission for Advancement in High Impact Area. This is a very new and ambitious category of ANRF, which we call MAHA. So we have seen MAHA EV, MAHA Water, MAHA AI, so many recent I also experienced. So multi-institutional. Then joint appointment for exchange of human research between university and other institutions by UGC. Mathematical research impact centric support scheme, Matrix from ANRF. Micro Venture Innovation Fund from NIF. Scheme of construction of movements, this must be from UGC. Scheme of granting special heritage status to UGC. Self-assistance program, UGC. TDB seed fund, TDB and UGC. So these are some of the institutional, this is actually institutional. All of them are actually institutional funding. Then international funding, you can interact with other countries like Public Health Research Center Scheme, India Alliance Grant from DBT, DAE Young Scientist Research Award. Okay, this is from BRNS Atomic Energy. DAE Relevant Research Project, DAE Scientific Research Council. This is all from Department of Atomic Energy. Early Career Research Award. This is from ANRF, now ANRF. I think this has been converted into Prime Minister Research Scheme, or I think so. Emeritus Fellowship, UGC. Empanelment of adjunct faculty, UGC. Free education for sports and all, UGC. Grants to University College, grants to University College for university programs. Then some individual awards, projects you can write. DA Young Scientist, I think this has been repeated from the previous one. Prime Minister Professorship, this one is the, you can do, I think, PhD also under this, and you can teach as well. Emeritus Fellowship, empanelment of adjunct faculty, free education for sports. Some of them are repeated actually. So these are the various funding schemes I categorize in 3: institutional, international, individual. So that way you can also, some more mid-career research award, Ramalingam Re-Entry Fellowship, Ramanujam Fellowship, Research Award, SERB Power Research Grant from ANRF, Teacher Association for Research, Startup Research Grant from UGC BSR Fellowship, Welcome Trust Board. So all these actually I compiled. I'll just show. You can also look upon those opportunities by clicking on this. You can put. I can show you the screenshot. So you can put it on your taskbar. New tab, and I just click. Yeah, so this is their this look of your this website. There's a lot of information I collected personally, And you can see research projects. What are the research projects right now going on in different area? Fundings, institution, international, individual, organizations, ministry, department, center, everything is there. Programs and schemes, wherefrom I have taken those different programs, fellowships, innovations. You can startups. If you are very much interested in doing any startup, you can see what are the startup schemes. You can see so many MSME programs. है ना? It's all mentioned here. What are the different startups? So many. So just you, if you are interested, so I just try to quantify it also, apart from giving the. So uh, uh, just few information. Then NEP 2020. What is NEP 2020? So new education policy categorically focuses on strategies needed to promote research and innovation across all disciplines, promote interdisciplinary research, and help India in becoming a global hub of R&D. The aim is to increase the total expenditure on R&D to 6% of the total GDP. So the aim of the NEP is this only, what we have just talked about. That's what the aim actually. How to promote the research and innovation in all the disciplines. So you have seen all the institutions, higher education, have adopted the NEP 2020. Now, what is learning objective? Inquiry and discovery based, discussion based, and analysis based. So, just from reading and giving examination, objective need to be different. You should be more inquisitive, inquiry based. Why? What? Okay. So, need to have more discussions on certain areas, more queries based, and you should be able to analyze what is all, why this is all happening, rather than just accepting the things as it is. I know our education system is mostly based on the bookish knowledge that you learn and deliver in the examination, right? Even our most of the competitive examinations are so analytical, but the real outcome is not like what we see these days. So, what should be the research outcome? New ideas, innovation, and copyright. These are the three things which will really bring your country or our country to the level we are expecting. Just not talking that we want to become advanced country, we want to become topmost economy by 2047. Just not saying like this. We have to work hard, and education institutions are the one where we have to start the things, because ideas, innovation, copyright, it's all part of education system, industry, and higher education system, right? So this is all just now I just want to focus on some pertinent thing, very focused, because often as a research fellow or as a faculty member, I I'm in a puzzle that whether to write a paper or whether to write a patent, right? So these are the two things. Whenever I do something, when I discover something, whenever I my student or myself do new thing, I think what to do about it. So first of all, the two objectives: what is paper writing and what is patent filing. I'll write. I see point wise. A paper writing shares scientific discoveries to educate the global academic community. Okay, that's the main fact. Patent is a legal process that creates a commercial monopoly to protect an invention from unauthorized use. So the objective is very different in the two cases. You write a paper so that the world know about uh, your concept, your new thoughts, and anybody is free to adopt so long it cites your publication. Whereas patent will protect your work to be copied by anybody and they cannot use. So two things are very different. Paper shares the knowledge, advances science, and build academic reputation. Correct? Patent secures legal, commercial rights and prevent others from making or selling the invention. See, so this is more market based and this is more academic. Paper uses sections like introduction, methods, result, conclusion. It focuses on reproducible data and academic citation. Whereas a patent uses background, detailed description, and strict claims that legally define the exact boundaries of monopoly. Okay? Written paper is written in formal scientific prose to explain why and how an experiment works. Right? Patent written in precise techno-legal language to maximize or defend legal boundaries. Okay. Patent papers are evaluated by independent peer reviewers for scientific validity and originality, whereas patents are examined by government patent examiners for novelty, non-obvious, and industrial applicability. So see, whenever we do our work, if we have these points in our mind, then it will be a better decision what to do actually. Right? But as an academic process, if we are good enough, if we are actually have a capability, we try to do both. So what to do whenever you come across any new thing produced by your lab or your student or yourself, right? And I would say you think about patent so long as it is a, a, a hardware kind of thing, right? It is visible, okay? As per law of patent, anything which is visible to you, it should be patentable. Some definition is there, but this is our understanding. Anyway, but nowadays so many other ways around also going on. I don't comment on that, but actually it should be like that. So now what I will do, I think how much time I can spend, let me know. If somebody is there, organizer, just I think I can take 10 minutes more to finish my things. Okay. Uh, I hope it may be useful, so I can take 10 more minutes to deliver my thought and my experience. So what I have done, I have taken an example of my own only. I have taken an example as my own, and then this was our first work which we filed a patent, right? And it was really a very good work we have done in lab, developed a cascaded multi-level isolated bidirectional DC to DC converter. So that was one of my students who developed this along with me. He was very good in dual active bridge, and I was actually very good in multi-level converters. So together we developed a technology in our lab, demonstrable technology, and we decided to. We were new, so we just inquired what to do. So we came to know that if you have new things, it is better to first file a patent and then you write a paper. Because if you publish in a form of a paper, then it can't be patentable because it is already available in a public domain. So what we did, we first filed a patent. Right? So it was 2016. We filed a patent. It's around 10 years back. At those time, it was like a situation you file a patent and forget. After 5 6 years only you remember. So you can see also we filed a patent in 2016 and it was granted in 2024. after 8 years, roughly. Anyway, so that was one part. So we did that, and then we, after we filed a patent, we thought, why to, sleep on there waiting for the outcomes? We don't know whether it will be granted, not granted. So let us write a paper, because the patent has already been published. So now you have a full right to write a paper. So we written a paper also, and it also got published. So I'll just show the two things together so that you have a ready reference. First of all, uh, we filed a patent. So the moment you filed a patent, you will get uh, all the information available regarding your patent within 10 days on the Indian patent website. What is your title? What is your uh, date of filing? Who are the inventors? Everything will appear within 10-20 days. And across the country, across the world, anybody can see what you have done. Any objection which can be filed, which can be put up, anybody can do it. And it will be sent for examination. There are a lot of long process for examining a patent. So we are not aware of that. So 2-3 years it will be like that. So finally in 2019 or 18 we thought, okay, why not to write a paper on the same, because our patent is now published and we are authorized to write a paper. So that time there was a IT, very reputed that time, and they have a category of patent article. Uh, Maybe still this category must be there. So we wrote a paper and we uploaded it to IT under the category of patent article. That's what we have done. So just to explain what we have done, this was our topology. It is well published, so anybody can download it from IEEE Explore. Idea was that there are a lot of renewables. We want to create a DC bus, and then because this DC bus is supposed to carry megawatts of power, so you need to store the energy as a backup somewhere. So we have a set of batteries, which we call nowadays grid scale batteries. This concept is now appeared, but we thought of this in 2016. Now, how to transfer the bulk power like 1 megawatt to the batteries? There has to be a converter, so we designed a multi-level bidirectional converter. So the power can flow from this solar to battery, or battery to even grid or to the load. So that's what we developed. So we proposed a topology of two example, and we did all those things like a regular paper we have written. But this we have written after that. This was our experimental setup which we developed in our lab. This piece of setup is still in our lab, which we called uh, bidirectional DC-DC converter. And this is what we have written our paper after that. But before writing a paper, because we have been told that no, you should first file a patent if you feel that it has a good merit. So we wrote a paper. Now you can see the difference in a title between the paper and a patent. Very surprisingly, you will see that the kind of the language being used in, so distributed power flow control using cascaded multi-level isolated bidirectional DC-DC converter with multi-phase shift modulation. This was the title of a paper, and this was the title of a patent: a novel cascaded multi-level isolated bidirectional DC-DC converter and its operation thereof. We can never thought of this title, but the patent experts will convert your things into techno-legal language. Now all the contents, for example, I can just spell it out. Okay, objective, right? I'm just reading the objective. The prime objective of the invention is to propose a novel cascaded multi-level isolated bidirectional converter 1 comprising of a novel assembly of plurality of high voltage bridge, low voltage bridge, high frequency transformer, energy storage, wherein all said high frequency transformer in the said assembly are conjugated with a coupling inductor wherein said converter is provisioned to interconnect multiple renewable sources with said energy storage units and capable of exchange power between said interconnecting multiple energy resources and said energy storing element and said high voltage bridge connecting in parallel through the parallel primary of said high frequency transformer and said high low voltage bridge cascaded in secondary which are connected back to back via said inductor to transfer high power in bidirectional way. Okay? So see, this is just a one para of kind of a preamble of a patent. You just keep on correlating one to other and single sentence you write the complete invention objective. This is the way the patents language are, and you see the paper language. This study proposes a cascaded multi-level isolated bidirectional DC-DC kind of suitable for large capacity energy storage application. Full stop. Compared to conventional IBDC, the proposed converter has higher power handling capacity distributed among multiple cascaded HV and LV bridges. The HV bridges are cascaded through a high frequency transformer with a common DC base. On the other hand, the LV bridges are directly cascaded with a isolated storage batteries. Effectively, the CM-IBDC requires only a single DC input to store energy in multiple units. A multiple phase shift modulation has been proposed and all those stuffs. And finally, the modulation is the performance of the proposed converter and modulation scheme has been demonstrated through PSCAD EMDC simulation and validated experimentally using Spartan 3A and FPGA processor control SCM IVDC. So this is a typical abstract we write actually. So why I spelled it out, because you understand how the two same thing has been written in patent and how the same thing has been written in a paper. So it was a surprising 10 years back to us that this was a surprising that how we actually write a patent, and we cannot write actually these languages. What we do, we give our raw language to patent experts and they actually reconvert your language into technical language, techno-legal language actually. Their way of saying is a techno-legal language. So that's how just my idea was to show this. And finally, because I'm just telling you the story, so finally that patent appeared in the patent website with the certificate. I hope many of you seen these type of certificates. So how finally the patent reward will be available to you in a form of this type of certificate. If it is an Indian patent, so this is the way it will appear. Patent Office, Government of India, patent. You will get a patent number, application number, date of filing 2016, institute name where you filed, who beared your expenses. Then the inventor now name is optional actually, and you have to pay if you want to include the inventor name. And you see the date 23rd of January 2024. So nearly after 8 years, this patent got published. Granted. Nowadays, it is very fast. Government has taken a very stern step. Nowadays, if you file a patent and if you put it in a expedite okay. Okay, so that's what my presentation. we have done in our now I can say I have been granted 5 patents over 10 years. Not very high, but okay, because I only go for those patenting which have been developed in the lab, demonstrable and with experiment results. So some work we have done in a, I can show some pictures also. This is what our first patent. Then this is our second patent. We got it for microgrid energy storage. This was, I think, third patent for modular hybrid converter. And this is our latest one from NAMPET project. This is for EV charging for multiple storage and PV grade. These are some PCBs which we prepared in lab for implementing this particular setup. So thank you so much. I hope I taken full 2 hours long, and hope
Yeah.
good talking to you.
Thank you, sir. And you are now open to participants. If anyone is having any queries, you please raise. Uh,
Okay.
Anyone? So I think no one is having queries, sir. So now I'm concluding the session. Thank you very much, sir, for delivering such an enlightening and engaging lecture. Your valuable insight, practical experiences, and thoughtful.
I'm sorry, sir. I just interrupt you.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
one question.
Ji, ji,
Actually,
ji.
I'm a research scholar in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, Ahmedabad.
Okay.
I am before month ago. I just want to curious about the pattern. That what is the pattern? Where I found some information regarding pattern, and where I'm from actually information technology.
Okay.
Where I found that here in India there is no design pattern is available. We just have to copyright or we just have to create any one software related pattern or any kind of code related pattern, sorry, copyright pattern. But
Yes,
when I
yes.
compare with the US and other countries, there is a design pattern, even code copy pattern also available. So what is the
Okay.
difference between both term?
Actually, copyright is a very common terminology used for protecting your anything. Like I heard that if you suppose Haldiram, है ना? Haldiram is a brand for selling all these type things. So they have copyrighted their name of this thing. And if you don't copyright it, there will be another Haldiram also will appear. So copyright is a very generic actually.
Okay,
Anything you can get it copyright.
okay,
Your name also you can get it copyright. Your family, something, business, you, and then nobody can replicate it. That's actually
okay,
copyright.
okay. So
So
if
you write
I
an
just
article, you get it copyright. You write it.
okay,
Uh,
so it
as
means,
far
sir,
as
if I found that there is a one fan, I just found that the fan have a three like feather, like I just
yeah,
found like that. But if I instead of three, I put five. It's like a copyright, or it's like a new variety,
correct,
new
correct,
design.
correct, correct. So there is a term which we call non-obvious. There is a term which we call non-obvious. Matlab, something which is not like you say uh, two arm fan, 3 arm fan, 4 arm fan, right? You can keep on saying 5 arm fan. So somebody has copyrighted 4 arm fan. Now tomorrow somebody will copyright for, sorry, this patent for 5 arm fan, then 6 arm fan. This looks obvious. This looks obvious, right? So maybe 3 arm fan has certain features which has been established across the globe, and therefore it has been patented. Now, if you want to come up with a 4 arm fan, then you have to tell why, right? Like just not increasing the number of poles on a DC machine will keep on changing your frequency F equal to 120 F by P, right? So I say 2 pole, 4 pole, 6 pole, 10 pole. So every time one will come and he will get a patent. No, anything should be non-obvious. That's the one thing which I also included in my PPT. So
Okay,
you
sir.
have to establish that you say ki no, instead of 3 arm, if you are going for 2 arm, what are the non-obvious factors which will be advantageous in 2 arm fan, or what are the new things which will come out? It will
Okay.
reduce cost, it will improve efficiency, and why? So all these answer to these questions you have to give while filing a patent.
Okay, and
I
sir, my
hope I,
second, yes, sir. Actually,
yes,
the I already asked you the first question that the what is
yes,
the difference of code pattern and design pattern, which I
yeah,
found that
yeah.
the US, US they are using that kind of pattern, and from
Mm.
India, if I have to do same things, then what I have to do?
Actually, I we also have interacted sometime because I am not from the same area, but in one of the seminar when the patent attorney was presenting, some people asked these questions, and he was very not encouraging about giving an answer of patenting the codes. And he said that in Indian law, I think code patenting may not be very easy or allowed also. So that may be some legal issues which are there, which you are also saying that in US they can do it or they are doing it, but in India it is not patentable. So for more clarification, only patent attorney can give the answer of this question. Like design patent. People are doing design patent in India. I have seen. So it may be possible, but coding patent, I am also not sure, and I think it is not possible in our place. But I don't say ki it is not possible. You better talk to some patent attorney, some legal authentic patent attorney. He can tell you that what is the right thing.
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
I'm not very expert on coding
No, no.
patent.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for asking the question. Thank you.
Yeah, any other questions from participants? Okay, so now I'm again concluding. I'm confident that all the participants have benefited immensely from our experts' guidance. We sincerely appreciate the time and effort, sir, you have devoted to this session despite your busy schedule. On behalf of the organizing committee and all the participants, I express our heartfelt gratitude to you, sir. Once again, thank you very much, sir. We wish you good health, happiness, and continued success in your all future endeavors. Thank you, everyone. So now I'm closing this session, sir.
And I really enjoyed, although there was some me what to present, but finally I landed up in a very matured way. I thought it will be beneficial for all the budding researchers, and definitely
जी सर Thank you so much, sir. Have a good day, sir.